YouTube. This is my deck profile for my 2011 machine deck, so let's begin. To start with, I got 3 copies of all gadgets. So the gadgets are in general really good cards. They utilize good hand control. They can add each other to the hand, so most machine decks, they are very good to run. Next monster on the list is Ancient Gear Engineer. All my Ancient Gear monsters in this deck have the effect if you declare an attack with it, your opponent cannot activate spell track cards in the end of the damage step. With Ancient Gear Engineer, if he attacks you can destroy a card at the end of the damage step, so almost like another MST in the deck. Ancient Gear Beast, his effect is if your opponent has a monster, and if this card attacks and your opponent's monster has an effect, that activates when destroyed by battle, gets negated, so stop searchers, stop field effects, I run him at 2. With Ancient Gear Golem, his effect has piercing, so why not? Ancient Gear Gadgetron Dragon, 3000 beat stick, has effects varied by gadget, so run him at 2, so really good card in this deck, pretty easy to summon. Walking the Fortress, one of my top 3 annoyers in this deck, I run him at 2. You can just constantly special summon him with dropping a Gadgetron Dragon, Golem, or 2 gadgets. Most people waste their bombless or warnings on this, so I can just simply more safely summon my Ancient Gear monsters, so really good card as a bait. Marking the Gear Frame at 2, just simply to add Marking the Fortress to my hand. 2 DD Warrior Ladies to quite simply get rid of any cards that otherwise would have been pests to deal with, so yeah. Scarf Recycler, he's good for getting Marking the Fortress in the graveyard and also returning gadgets back to the deck. As for my spell cards, I run Gear Town at 3. Which is very useful and quite possibly the most broken field spell in the game. I run Solidarity at 2, good for powering up my monsters and giving the gadgets the power they lack. Monster Reborn, straightforward. Dark Hole is straightforward. Trinane, simple. I run Pot of Avarice because of the fact that Ancient Gear Beast, Gadgetron Dragon, and also the fact in case CD Warrior Lady doesn't get removed, return those back to the deck. I can return any gadgets I may have in the graveyard back to the deck, so really good. Limited removal, just simply end games with that. No mana cross out to deal with base deck monsters, and plus if I hit like a Gravekeeper Spy or something like that, remove all of them in their deck, so really good card. MST at 2, straightforward. On to my traps. I start with Ultimate Offering because of the fact and how I can just simply sort the field of gadgets this way, get my monsters out quickly, and if that happens, particularly with my Ancient Gear monsters, my opponent will more often than not be in a lot of trouble. Bottomless Trap Hole at 1, that's all I really needed at. If I really do need it, I have another one in my side deck, so yeah. Mirror Force should be straightforward. And lastly, I have Trap Zone at 2, simply because of the fact this deck hates traps, so cards like Morning, Bottomless Trap Hole, if I can negate even just one turn, if I can negate it, it can make a huge difference. So, alright, now on to my side deck. I run Creature Swap at 2. Really good card and also pretty funny. I can summon the gadget, they can't bombless it, then activate Creature Swap, take over the monster, so pretty awesome. I run One My Body is a Shield. Very good card. It stops Eternal Tributes, it stops Bottomless Trap Holes, it stops Mirror Force. Says no to a lot of cards, so why not? I run Royal Oppression. It's mainly with Marking the Fortress that I special summon with, and also the effect of Gear Town should I choose to, but it's also a really nice combination to go to, particularly when I'm using Trap Stun. Safely summon all my monsters during my opponent's turn they can't do. I can just simply negate any special summon, so really nice. Run Benevolent Catastrophe because the fact it's simply a heavy storm should my opponent foolishly try to attack, and if I hit Gear Town, Gadgetron Dragon comes into the field. As I stated before, I do run a second Bombless, just in case. I run Imperial Iron Wall at 2 in case I'm fighting removal decks. For obvious reasons, you might want to sign out DD Warrior Lady if you're using a deck similar to mine. Doesn't match, just simply deal multi-attribute decks such as Gladiator Beasts or Elemental Heroes, very handy to have. And then for my Ruthless 1-2 combo in dealing with dark decks, I have Consecrated Light and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. For those who know don't know what Consecrated Light does, Your player can normal special summon any dark type monsters. You cannot declare an attack with a dark monster. This card cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark monster, and take no battle damage from that fight. So yeah, this Shadow Imprisoning Mirror negates any effects on the field and graveyard, to those who don't know that either. So basically, if these two cards are made on the field, dark decks are completely locked down. I also run a second Yugioh Golem if I need it. Again, really depends on what type of deck I'm facing. I run Puppet Plant in my side deck. I really need to get more of them. Those who don't know what it does, you can quite simply discard this card from your hand to the graveyard to take control of a spellcaster warrior type monster for a turn. So, essence of mini brain control. And last in my side deck would be Two Fissure, just simply to get rid of any monsters that are again a bit of a pest. Alright YouTube, that is my machine deck. So comment and rate, leave any suggestions that you might have for the deck, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.